What's the best diet? What should I eat to lose weight? What's the best exercise for weight loss? I see so many people who are beginners wanting to lose weight, or who are starting again trying to lose weight, ask this question. And today, in this video, I'm going to tell you why I think these are the wrong questions to be asking. And tell you what you should be asking instead, so that you can actually remove the excess weight, get to your goal, and stay there. Wouldn't you rather that? Hi, if you don't know me, my name's Brian. I'm a life coach and weight loss coach. I've lost 50 kilos, I've maintained my 50 kilo loss. It's over 110 pounds for 13 and a half years now, coming up on 14 years. And I help others get off the diet cycle, break their old unhealthy habits, and create healthy new ones. So I see so many people asking these questions. What's the best diet? What should I eat? What exercise program is best? And the trouble with asking these questions is that you're trying to fix the symptom. The symptom, of course, is excess weight, right? What do I do to fix that? How do I get rid of my symptoms? It's a bit like taking pain relief for a broken arm. Yeah, it takes away the pain, it might take away the symptom. I'm not solving the real issue, not actually doing the healing. And the answer, of course, to what's the best diet? Well, one you can stick to, the one you can live with, the one you can do for the rest of your life. Which might mean you might not need a diet at all. You might actually have to change some things in your life. What should I eat? Food you like that you can lose weight on. What's the best exercise program? One you can stick to, the one you can do consistently, the one you can build up over time. Diets work, exercise programs work when you stick to them. But most people don't, because they don't have realistic expectations and because they're trying to fix the symptom, the weight, instead of the reasons why they're carrying extra weight in the first place. And that's what we really have to solve. If you want to get rid of your weight for good, you want to get it gone, you want to live life at goal, we have to understand the habits that you've created where you're overeating or unhealthy eating, why you're avoiding your exercise, and change them. Do with them in a healthier way. So today, I'm going to share with you just a couple of quick questions you might want to ask instead of, what's the best diet? What should I eat? How should I move? Are you someone who has said, oh, nothing's worked. I've tried this, I've tried that, I've tried that. I've tried all the diets. I've tried all of the programs. I've joined the gym. I've got a personal trainer, or I've, should I do strength or should I do cardio? How should I mix it up? Is walking just enough? All these sorts of questions. Okay. Like, we can answer those, but they're not the right questions to ask. So, let's ask these instead. Instead, you want to ask, what am I eating now that's leading me to have the symptom of excess weight? Where am I overeating? Why am I overeating? Why am I, what am I doing where I'm eating unhealthily? Why do I not have it in a healthy balance, right? So what am I eating now? What are my existing habits? You need to know those. Which ones have led me to excess weight? And by the way, it's not just the junk, or it's not just laziness, or it's not just your weak will. It's not any of that, right? That you're hopeless or you can't do it or you're addicted. Probably not any of those. It's not any of those reasons, right? Because every action we take is driven by emotion. Like it or not, we like to think we're logical beings. We like to think we do everything from our intelligent, reasonable, rational brains. But just think about what you've done in your life, and you do heaps of things that actually aren't very rational at all. Because it is emotion. Turns out, in our brains psychologically, emotions drive action. So if you have a habit of eating when you get home from work, or eating in front of the TV in the evening, or overeating, right? Once you start a packet of lollies, you go until they're gone. You can't stop. You think the food's in control. If you have any of these sorts of things, then there's an emotion that's driving that choice? So you want to ask yourself, what emotion is driving that choice for me? Now, you might have different ones in different times. What emotion is it? Now, for some of you, this will be difficult. You're not used to looking at your emotions, describing them, naming them. You're not used to being in touch with them at all because we think, our brain has been programmed to think that they're a problem, that our safety or our serenity is at risk, and therefore all of our primitive survival mechanisms are triggered. So we're triggered to seek out pleasure, right? Ooh, what can I eat that's really nice? You know, I don't see most people overeating on cauliflower or broccoli, right? So why am I seeking pleasure? The other driver will be to avoid pain, to avoid discomfort. I don't want to feel this thing. Or to conserve energy, to do what I've always done, right? To keep up old habits. That's why we do them so mindlessly. It's how we made them habits in the first place, so our brain doesn't have to think. All right. So you really want to come back to, what am I eating now that's not helping? Or in what ways am I overeating now that's not helping? And what emotion is driving that choice? You'll find it'll be in two directions, right? So I've got a division here. It'll either be something that you're trying to avoid. It might be anxiety or fear. It might be anger or frustration. You might be, when I was at university, I used to have, whenever exam time or assignment due time came around, I would find myself procrastinating by snacking. And that sort of thing is about avoiding judgment, right? I don't want to complete the test. I don't want to complete the assignment. I don't want to do the work because then I'll need to be judged, right? This is a threat to our status, our place in the tribe. So think about, is there an emotion you're trying to avoid? It's usually some so-called negative emotion. Fear, anxiety, frustration, anger. Might be sadness, despair. Might be vulnerability, might be shame, might be embarrassment. What is it that you're trying to avoid? Or you might be in the other camp where you're trying to create a feeling. You're trying to eat to feel better, right? And this is often why we'll choose foods that we have special associations with from our past, right? It might be cake that we had at special occasions like birthdays. It might be chocolate. It might be foods that spark memories like grandma's kitchen, right? These sorts of things. So for me, when I think about my grandmother, I think about potato gems fried in lard. I think about fresh bread and with butter. You know, she used to have a block of butter that used to have to scrape to get some off. But so the idea of melting butter on bread or melting butter on mashed potato, right? This is where a lot of the carbs come in here. Do you have things from your past that were special occasions, that were meaningful, that you had when you felt special? Lollies, chips, chocolate, soft drink, these sorts of things. Alcohol can come into this situation as well. So am I trying to feel something? Am I trying to feel good, feel better, feel joyous, feel celebratory, feel special? Right? Am I trying to feel energized? I have so many people tell me that I went to the vending machine, or I went and had those couple of lollies in the afternoon because I was tired. I was looking for that quick fix. Okay, what am I trying to feel instead? Know your answer to that. So what am I trying to avoid, or what am I trying to feel? What's the emotion? Okay. Let's think about what you do in either of those occasions. So if you are avoiding a feeling, the last question I want to ask you in this side is, how can I feel it and be okay? What's the worst that can happen if you just actually feel the feeling? Which, by the way, tends to be what we have to do anyway. When we're eating, we call it buffering. When we're eating to avoid, right, that's buffering against our emotions. We're kind of numbing our emotions. We're trying not to feel them. Have you ever done this? Let me know in the chat. Let me know what emotions you might have been buffering against, right? You're trying not to feel. The trouble is, it's only a short-term fix. It usually lasts about as long as you're actually eating. You know, at the end of it, then not only do you still have to feel the feeling that was there before anyway, but now you're probably adding guilt, remorse, shame, regret on top of it. And then that feels bad. So of course you want to avoid that. Go and eat something else. Now we're into a spiral. Now we're into a habit. But the result is, I'm going to gain weight. Okay? So what if you did just avoid, if you stopped avoiding and you did just feel the emotion? What if you could feel it? Now, if you don't know how to do that, that's something I teach in my Stop Sabotaging Your Weight Loss course, where we spend 5-6 weeks together and end emotional eating for good. But trust me, there is no emotion you can create in your brain. It's been created in your brain with your neurons, with your neurochemicals, your hormones being produced. Those sensations happen in your brain. You made them in your body. So you can't make one that you can't handle. There is no emotion that you can't handle. All right, anyway, I teach people how to do that in my one-to-one coaching or in my group programs. So check out more about those if you want at livemorelife.com.au. I'm opening enrollments to Stop Sabotaging Your Weight Loss soon, so if you are interested, so let me know. So avoid the feeling. What if I just could actually feel it instead? What if I got good at being able to feel it and still act anyway? And still look after myself anyway, right? If I can just feel the feeling, then there's no need to buffer anymore. I can grow my capacity to feel. On the other hand, if you are trying to feel something, trying to feel good, you're trying to feel energized, you're trying to feel relaxed, so many people tell me they like to relax with a glass of wine or relax with a cheese platter, right? They've got an association between an activity and the act of relaxing, setting aside their cares for the day, maybe sitting and having conversation with their partner or family member, or just in contemplation with the world. And then if I'm doing that, then I've associated this relaxing with the act of eating and drinking. The eating and drinking didn't cause the relaxation, right? It's the fact that you gave yourself some time off. You put your cares aside for a few moments. If you're trying to feel something, you're trying to feel good, how else, so this is the question for this side, how else can I create this healthily? Right? So often I see people eating because they're tired at night. Okay, your body requires rest. Might it be a better idea to go to bed instead of sitting up and binge watching that extra show, finishing the season? Right? Could I give my body rest? If I want calm, how else do I create it that isn't with food? Right? If I'm trying to feel good and energized, how else could I do that? Hey, this would be a great time to do some exercise. That often will lift your endorphins, lift your emotions. And Marie, the course sounds right up my alley. Yeah, okay, well, reach out to me in a message and get on my list. I'll let you know when it's opening and we can talk about it. Is it the right fit for you? Let's have a chat. I truly believe, because if we solve this, right? If we actually solve the real reasons why we've developed our unhealthy eating habits, whether it's overeating or having poor, unhealthy choices, if we do that and we solve it, guess what? You'll end all the ways that you're gaining the excess weight. Most people who do this find that they just start losing weight naturally because they stop doing all the things that sabotage their success. That's a beautiful thing. You might find you don't even need the diet at the end of it. You don't even need the exercise program. Or if you want to make changes afterwards, you're like, okay, I want to eat even more healthily, well, I can make those. But because I've learnt to deal with the emotions that drive the unhealthy eating, and I've solved that in a healthy way, I no longer need to sabotage. Right? I no longer need to undermine my weight loss efforts. I no longer need to keep going back to gaining. I'm going to solve that first. Solve the cause. And the symptoms sort themselves out. They'll clear up. The last little piece, then, if you do want to increase your fitness, or you want to get stronger, or you want to transform your exercise at that point, your relationship with movement, then you're free to do so, right? Because you don't have to be frightened of it. You don't have to be worried about going to the gym and being judged. There are answers. Right? Firstly, what if it's okay? Right? I can feel any feeling, and I can create the feelings that are useful for me on purpose. These are skills that most people are never taught. But if we can learn those two, how to feel any feeling and be okay, and how to create useful feelings on purpose, then we can completely dissolve all of our unhealthy habits. Yeah? If you do want to do those other things, then you can do them, because you know how to generate the positive emotions you need, or you're willing to feel the negative emotions. You don't have to be frightened of them anymore. You can get it done. Will you be perfect? No, probably not, because you're a human. But as you grow these skills, you get better and better and better at it. Suddenly that's the new default. That you treat your body well, healthily. And you get to go and achieve your goals. As I said, you might not need the diet. You might not need the exercise program at all. Alright, well, I hope this has been helpful for you. If you want to learn more, or you want to reach out to me, you want to book a one-to-one consultation, see if the course is right for you, then head to livemorelife.com.au. Until then, ask, why am I eating this now? What emotion is driving this choice? Have an amazing day. I look forward to talking to you in the next video. Bye for now.